and he's the number one. He was rated the number one media guy, and he likes to take deep dives into things. To take a deep dive into my relationship with Drake, since he likes to cover Drake, and looking to see that if I didn't do a deal with Drake and Future the Prince this year, 2024. Real life.
It ain't real life. Just say real life street stars. Know what time it is.
First and foremost, Jonathan, if you don't mind reintroducing yourself, giving a little bit about your background for those who may not know you, and then we'll get your take on all that.
Okay, yeah. So my name is Jonathan Hay. I'm a publicist. I've been doing this for 25 years at a pretty high level with a bunch of major clients and stuff like that. Throughout the years, people can Google it and see, and see the stuff that I've done and that type of thing. But, I want to say something real quick when we jump off. I was just sitting here thinking about some of the people who are discrediting, because I've been speaking out for, just like for the last few months, and people have been trying to discredit me. And I see that they try to discredit Jaguar Wright. And the thing I want to say about that is, to start it off, is like, I challenge Akademiks, who is a journalist. He's an investigative journalist, and he was rated the number one media guy, and he likes to take deep dives into things. To take a deep dive into my relationship with Drake, since he likes to cover Drake, and looking to see that if I didn't do a deal with Drake and Future the Prince this year, 2024, I challenge Akademiks to look and see, contact Future the Prince, contact Drake, and see if we didn't do a deal this year. And I say all that to say, because if I can touch Drake, pause, no Diddy, if I can touch Drake, if I can go that high to the biggest artist in the world, then there's no telling where I can go. And so my credibility should never be called into question, because I've done deals with Drake this year, and that's fact. And if anybody ever trying to discredit that, like an Akademiks or anything, he can contact Drake direct, ask about me, and ask if we did not do a deal this year. Secondly, a lot of people have been hitting me about, how could Jaguar Wright know all these things, right? And how, Jaguar Wright hasn't worked with Jay-Z since, when she did the Unplugged. That's a long time ago. Well, I can tell you, just from what I've experienced, is the people that have contacted me since I've done like your show and since I've done other shows, people have contacted me, other victims, and have sent me. Obviously, there's been some people that have sent me stuff that, doesn't check out or whatever, but victims have contacted me, and they have sent me proof that can never be disputed, photos, everything else, because they don't want to bring their story out, but they like what we're doing. So they're whistleblowing, but they're doing quietly to protect their jobs, and to protect their families, and to protect, whatever. They're not comfortable speaking out. So if I've got all kinds of information in the last 2 months, just from doing, shows like you guys, I can't imagine all the stuff that Jaguar Wright has got, and to her, and the access that she's seen, and the people who have came to her. Like, she has such a bigger reach and such a bigger audience than me. It's and mine is getting to the point where it's overwhelming, of people reaching out who have suffered abuse from Diddy, from Jay-Z, and from these celebrities. Sorry about that. I was just thinking about that right now. So
no, please. So if you don't mind letting us know, after you came on and did your interview with us, what has come your way as far as, let's just say, either backlash or just trying to discredit you, or Like, what can you let us know kind of what?
There hasn't been any backlash as far as like what Jaguars experienced, right? And I was just watching Akademiks the other day, and he was being objective about her, but he was also saying like he didn't believe her. And when I'm saying to Akademiks is just what I told you, fact check me, right? Put your investigative journalist hat on and fact check me about Drake and I. Like I was saying, fact check me. And Jaguar has more information than I do. So to anybody who discredits her is really doesn't know what's going on, because she has more information than I could even dream of having, because I'm sure, without even speaking to her about this, that people have contacted her, given her information and stuff like that. The people who've reached out from even Jay-Z's family to me is crazy, So it's just like most of the time, like I don't even want to know this information, but I feel like I have to speak to them because I understand that they're hurting. So I know that hers has got to be times 1,000 of what I've dealt with.
Jonathan,
So, go ahead.
did you see this getting out? Like before all this, could you ever imagine that all this would come to play like it has?
Of course, for sure. Like I didn't think about as far as like, did he get arrested? I kind of just gave up because he's been doing it for so long. You understand? So I just kind of felt like there would never be any kind of justice, and they were untouchable. So it's great to see, these pillars getting knocked down.
So with that being said, let's just go with the Jaguar Wright, Pierce Morgan conversation where Jay-Z, Beyonce, again, their lawyer reached out to have them to give an ultimatum for them to technically take down the accusations that were made by Jaguar Wright. When you saw that, because now this is on national TV, can you give us your take on how you received that whole takedown in itself?
I thought it was pretty lame, to be honest, because he was going off Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer, just their words. That was it. And he took it down and edited the clip. He censored his uncensored show, which to me was just was crazy. Didn't go off any evidence. There was no proof sent to him, just simply going off the words. And then I saw the media run with that narrative, which I thought was extremely unprofessional and unfair, and discredit her and say, that he uncovered something that basically that she wasn't telling the truth and she apologized. No, that wasn't it at all. Right? He just got a call from a lawyer. So I thought it was real whack, in my opinion, for him to censor that.
Okay, and in the same week, you see Dame Dash does his own podcast on his own network, where he mentions Jaguar Wright, and he says, the things she's saying, most of it is true. Again, he said she may like put a little extra sauce on it, but from what he knows and from what he remembers, most of what she's saying is based in reality, based on a truth. What are your thoughts on that when, as far as Dame Dash comes forward? Because this is Jay's right man, and let us know your dealings with Dame Dash, if anything, back then, for him to go in and say, yes, what she's saying is based in a true environment, basically.
Correct. I've got mad respect for Dame Dash. I've never worked with Dame Dash, unfortunately. I've worked with Jay-Z directly. But as far as Dame Dash, I've never worked with him, and I think it's amazing for him to come out and say that. And he could come out and say a whole lot more, because really he knows everything. Like Dame Dash knows when they were going on tour that Jay-Z used to have transgender women on there. On the tour bus, he knows that. He knows that Jay-Z used to prefer transgender women. So I don't know why. I wish Dame Dash would come out and, say everything, but maybe in his own way, he's trying to, protect the hip hop culture, and knows how many people could be crushed if he came out and really spoke about Jay-Z's secrets.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.